Eat this one. Food and regain leg strength in just 12 hours backed by science. It's not your age, your legs are just disconnected. Have you ever stood up in the morning and felt like your legs were slow to follow? That half-second hesitation, that slight sway? It's subtle, almost imperceptible at first, until one day, it isn't. You might chalk it up to age, it's just getting old, we say. But let me ask you this. What if the real issue isn't aging? What if your legs, the ones that have carried you through decades of life, are not weakening, but simply losing connection? As a doctor who spent years sitting across from folks just like you, I've learned something powerful. Muscle doesn't simply vanish overnight. It fades when the signals stop, when the bridge between your brain and your legs begins to flicker and fade. And here's the good news: you can rebuild that bridge. Not with pills, not with grueling workouts, but with the right nutrients, the right habits, and the right timing. So grab a warm drink, settle into your favorite chair, and let me gently walk you through what decades of research and personal stories have taught me. Because your legs still remember how to be strong, we just have to remind them. Let's explore this together. Part 1. Rewiring the connection. Why leg weakness isn't always muscle loss. Let me tell you something I wish more people knew. When you feel weak in your legs, it doesn't always mean the muscle is gone. Sometimes the muscle is still there, it's just not receiving the signal to work. Think about it like this. You've got a radio. It used to play clear music, but now all you hear is static. Do you throw the radio away or do you check the antenna? Your muscles are that radio, the signal. The neurological command comes from your brain, down your spine, through nerves, and lands at the neuromuscular junction. That's the handshake between your brain and your muscles. And like any connection, it can get fuzzy with time. Studies now show that by the time we hit our 40s or 50s, our motor neurons, the wires that carry the messages, start to decline in function. The muscle fibers themselves, they might still be intact, waiting, like a car parked in the garage with a full tank but no key. So when you stand up and feel unsteady, that's not just weak legs. That's a message that didn't quite make it through. But here's the silver lining: this connection can be repaired. Neuroscientists are discovering that targeted nutrition, especially rich in amino acids like leucine and choline to support neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, can reawaken these sleeping muscles. And it doesn't take months. In some cases, improvements begin within 12 hours of proper intake. That's not wishful thinking. That's science and hope. As your doctor and your friend, I want you to know this: your body hasn't forgotten. It just needs the right tools to remember. And that's what we're going to unpack, step by step. In the next section, we'll talk about the nutrient that acts like the spark plug in this system and how a single morning habit can make your legs feel more alive by lunchtime. Part 2. Leucine, the morning switch that reawakens muscle memory. Now that we know the muscle isn't necessarily lost, but rather waiting, we need to talk about how to wake it up. And one of the most powerful alarm clocks your body recognizes: a humble little amino acid called leucine. Leucine isn't just another building block of protein, it's a signal, a message. When your body detects leucine in your bloodstream, it understands that it's time to repair, rebuild, and grow. Think of it like the switch that turns on the entire muscle-building system. This is especially important as we age. You see, our bodies become more resistant to those muscle-building signals. Over time, a phenomenon scientists call anabolic resistance. That means the same amount of protein that used to help you stay strong in your 40s might not be enough in your 70s. But here's the beauty of leucine: it's been shown to override that resistance. Even in older adults, a meal rich in leucine can powerfully activate mTOR, a master pathway in your cells that controls muscle growth. So where do we find this nutrient? Whey protein isolate is one of the richest and most effective sources. A simple morning shake with 25-30 grams of high-quality protein, especially whey, delivers enough leucine to flip that muscle-building switch. Eggs, poultry, and lean meats are also good options, but whey is especially fast-acting. Imagine this: instead of skipping breakfast or nibbling on toast, you start your day with a glass of water, a few minutes of stretching, and a protein shake packed with leucine. What you've just done is gently tell your muscles, "Wake up, I haven't forgotten you." And the muscles, they respond. It's not about getting bigger. It's about getting stronger, steadier, more connected. So the next time you take a step, your legs don't hesitate, they answer with confidence. As your doctor and friend, I recommend starting this habit tomorrow morning. One shake. One step toward reconnecting with the strength you still carry inside. Part 3. Acetylcholine, the missing message between brain and muscle. So now your muscles are waking up, but can they hear you? You see, activating your muscles isn't just about having strength, it's about sending the signal and making sure that signal arrives. That's where acetylcholine comes in. It's a chemical messenger, a neurotransmitter. Every time you decide to move, stand, walk, rise from your favorite chair, your brain sends an electrical signal. But that signal doesn't go directly to the muscle. It first turns into acetylcholine. Think of acetylcholine like a translator, turning brain language into muscle action. But here's the thing: as we age, our bodies make less of it. And even more importantly, the receptors on our muscles, the ears that listen for acetylcholine, become less sensitive. That's one reason why some seniors feel slow. Even though they're eating well and exercising, the messages simply aren't getting through fast or clear enough. Thankfully, there's a way to restore that clarity. Choline, the nutrient your body uses to make acetylcholine, is found in several foods, and the richest natural source, egg yolks. Just 2 whole eggs in the morning can provide over 300 milliliters of choline, enough to start refilling your acetylcholine stores within hours. And when your motor neurons are most ready to receive help right after sleep, this small breakfast becomes a powerful remedy. I often tell my patients this: if you feel wobbly in the morning, try a breakfast of 2 eggs and a little whey or cottage cheese. You may notice something surprising: more stability in your steps, more confidence in your stance. That's not a placebo, that's biochemistry at work. And if you don't eat eggs, don't worry. Other choline-rich foods include quinoa, soybeans, and Brussels sprouts. But egg yolks remain the gold standard, especially for older adults, due to their high bioavailability. Remember, this isn't about becoming young again. It's about restoring the conversation between your brain and your legs. So when you stand, they stand with you. When you move, they're ready. The nervous system is a beautiful thing, it just needs the right nourishment to speak clearly again. Part 4. Blood flow, the hidden key to energy in your legs. Let's take a moment to think about something we often overlook: blood flow. You could eat the best food, take the finest supplements, and stretch every morning, but if your blood isn't flowing well to your legs, it's like trying to water your garden with a kinked hose. Muscles, especially in your lower limbs, are high-demand tissues. They need oxygen, they need nutrients, and they need those things delivered on time and without interruption. Poor circulation doesn't always show up as dramatic pain. Often it's subtle: a sense of heaviness, sluggish steps, a leg that tires too quickly. Many seniors just assume that's age, but more often than not, it's a sign of decreased blood flow. Now here's the science: a molecule called nitric oxide, or NO, plays a key role in dilating your blood vessels. It tells your arteries to relax and open up, so more blood can get through. And where does nitric oxide come from? One powerful source: beets. Beets, especially when eaten raw or juiced, are packed with dietary nitrates. Your body turns these nitrates into nitric oxide, and within 60 to 90 minutes, blood flow improves, especially to your legs. In a study with older adults, beetroot juice significantly boosted leg muscle performance in just a few hours. Not weeks, hours. Fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones that help you prevent falls and maintain balance, showed measurable improvements. So here's something I recommend often to my patients. Try a small glass of beetroot juice about 90 minutes before you go for a walk or do light activity. You'll be amazed at how your legs respond. And if you're concerned about sugar, pair it with a small serving of protein or leafy greens to balance the glycemic effect. Blood flow is more than a number. It's how your muscles breathe, how they clean out waste, and how they prepare for the next movement. Your legs don't just need strength, they need circulation. Nourish that, and you may find yourself walking a little farther, standing a little taller, and living a little freer. Part 5. Silent inflammation, the fire that drains strength from within. You can't see it, you can't always feel it, but it's there burning quietly beneath the surface. I'm talking about chronic, low-grade inflammation. It's one of the most overlooked reasons seniors feel tired, heavy, or weaker than they used to even when blood work looks normal. Unlike the sharp, obvious inflammation from a sprain or infection, chronic inflammation is subtle. It lingers, and it doesn't scream, it whispers. But over time, that whisper wears down your muscles. Studies show that chronic inflammation disrupts muscle protein synthesis, the very process your body uses to rebuild and maintain strength. It also damages mitochondria, your cellular energy factories, and interferes with the way your nervous system communicates with muscle fibers. It's like trying to run a machine with low oil and frayed wires. Eventually, even the best parts begin to break down. So where does this inflammation come from? Sometimes it's triggered by poor sleep. Other times by stress, inactivity, or processed foods. But here's what matters most. You can fight it, naturally. And one of your best tools, leafy greens, spinach, kale, mustard greens, arugula. They don't just offer nutrients, they deliver anti-inflammatory compounds like polyphenols, magnesium, chlorophyll, and nitrates. These quiet warriors help cool the internal fire and bring calm back to your tissues. Quercetin, a polyphenol found in kale and mustard greens, has been shown to reduce key inflammatory markers like IL-6 and CRP in just a few weeks. Here's a simple ritual I suggest. Add 1 cup of dark leafy greens to your breakfast, alongside a source of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado. A squeeze of lemon or a splash of apple cider vinegar can help increase nutrient absorption too. This isn't about a dramatic transformation overnight, but give it 10 to 14 days and many seniors report more energy, fewer aches, and steadier legs. As I always say to my patients, nutrition isn't just fuel, it's a message. And in the case of inflammation, that message is clear. We are safe. You can stop fighting. And when the fire quiets, healing begins. Part 6. Timing is everything. When you eat may matter, just as much as what you eat. Most people focus on what to eat, but few think about when to eat. Yet as we grow older, the timing of our meals can make a bigger difference than we might expect, especially when it comes to maintaining leg strength. Let me explain why. You see, your body doesn't build or repair muscle 24/7. It waits for a signal, usually in the form of a protein-rich meal. This process is called muscle protein synthesis, or MPS for short. But here's the challenge: as we age, our muscles become more resistant to that signal. That's called anabolic resistance. It's one reason why older adults often lose muscle despite eating similar amounts of food as they did in their younger years. So, what's the solution? It's not about eating more, it's about eating smart. Research from the University of Texas found something remarkable. Seniors who distributed their protein evenly across breakfast, lunch, and dinner had 25% higher muscle synthesis rates compared to those who ate most of their protein at dinner. In other words, your first meal of the day sets the tone for muscle health. That's why I often recommend this routine within 60 minutes of waking. Have a breakfast that includes at least 25-30 grams of high-quality protein. That could be Greek yogurt with chia seeds, scrambled eggs with spinach, or a protein smoothie. And if possible, pair that meal with a bit of light movement like a 10-15-minute walk. This creates a window of time where your muscles are most ready to absorb nutrients and rebuild. We call this the anabolic window. It's not just a fancy term, it's a real opportunity. One that opens every time you finish light activity and provide your body with protein. Your muscles don't just need fuel, they need rhythm. And when you give your body consistency nutrients at the right time, it responds beautifully. Remember, meals are more than calories. They're conversations between your gut, your brain, and your muscles. Let's help them speak clearly 3 times a day. Part 7. Putting it all together. A gentle daily protocol to strengthen your legs. So far, we've explored many pieces of the puzzle: nutrients, signals, circulation, inflammation, and timing. Now let's gently bring everything together into something simple. Something you can start tomorrow. Here's the truth I share with my patients: you don't need a radical overhaul. You just need a rhythm, a few small, thoughtful actions repeated daily. So here's a morning protocol I often recommend. It's not demanding, it doesn't require a gym, and it honors your body where it is, not where it used to be. Morning routine for leg strength. Upon waking, drink a glass of water with a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon. This rehydrates your tissues and gently wakes up circulation. 10-15 minutes later, go for a light walk, stretch, or do gentle chair exercises. This wakes up the neuromuscular system and primes nitric oxide production. Within the next 30 minutes, eat a high-protein breakfast that includes 2 whole eggs, choline, for neurotransmitter support. 25-30 gram protein total like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or whey. A handful of dark leafy greens for anti-inflammation and blood flow. Optional 1. Small glass of beet juice if tolerated. Midday and dinner. Distribute protein across your meals, at least 25 vajra each. Think fish, legumes, quinoa, tofu, or lean meats. Throughout the day, stand and move every hour, even 2-3 minutes of movement reaching. Walking to the mailbox or stretching can reset circulation and muscle signaling. Before bed, reflect on your movement. A short gratitude practice or meditation calms inflammation and stress hormones, setting the stage for healing during sleep. This protocol is not about perfection. It's about presence, showing up for your body each day in small but meaningful ways. Many of my patients who followed this for 2 weeks noticed steadier legs, clearer thinking, better sleep, and even a sense of reconnection with their bodies and with life. It's gentle, it's science-backed, and it's built for where you are now. Because healing, at any age, starts with listening, then responding with care. My dear friends, your legs remember, your body still listens. If there's one message I hope you carry with you today, it's this. Your legs are not lost. They're not broken. They're waiting for the right signal, waiting for the right rhythm, waiting for you to remember that healing doesn't always come in a pill or a prescription, but in the small, gentle choices we make each day. You've just learned that even after 60, 70, or 80 years of life, your body still listens. It listens to nutrients like leucine and choline. It listens to the quiet walk you take after breakfast. It listens to the moment you sit with a plate of leafy greens and say to yourself, I'm choosing strength today. These are not just habits. They're conversations between you and your legs, between your brain and your muscles, between who you've been and who you're still becoming. So please, be kind to yourself. Be patient. But don't wait, because change doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be real. Start with one thing tomorrow morning, just one. Maybe it's a protein-rich breakfast. Maybe it's standing a little taller when you brush your teeth. Whatever you choose it with intention. Choose it for your future self. And if you found this message helpful, if it made you feel a little more hopeful, a little more seen, please consider leaving a comment or sharing this video with someone who may need it too. We're not just here to survive these years, we're here to feel alive in them. Thank you for being here with me today. I'll see you in the next one.